welcome to Motorcycology from wherever you are in the world. My name's Jonathan and I'm here in Romania / Transylvania by Brands Castle, which is really part of the Dracula legacy. So as mentioned, there is the legendary castle of Dracula, and so interesting and historic. And I believe this castle was first constructed in 1300 and something. So really old, certainly old compared to where I come from. So stick around and enjoy the video. Well, this is the car here. I'm going to be doing the alternator change on it, and let's just do a quick walk around here. All right, let's get the hood open and check this out. There is your 35-year-old engine in there, and we'll be working on the alternator, which is, and it is located on the right hand side of the engine. As you look at the vehicle, you've got the adjustment bolt there that allows you to move the alternator for the tension, and you've got a bolt here that keeps the bracket attached to the engine block, and there is another mounting bolt which is underneath there, and that's the most challenging one to get at. So that is going to be interesting to get that done. So my goal is to get this alternator off and then to put in a new one. So let's give that a shot. So to get this done, I'm going to have to jack up the car a little bit, because it's possible that I'm going to have to take that wheel off as well in order to get a little bit more access to the lower alternator bolt. So I'm just going to lock the vehicle and then jack it up. All right, I'm also going to take off the bolts and loosen that before I jack it up. So the size of the lug nuts is a 19, or in Imperial, it is going to be in Imperial, it's a 3/4 inch. I'm going to try the 19 first. All right, let's jack it up. There we go. Let's jack it up. All right, let's get those off. That's one. I just do them diagonally. They're off. Let's take the wheel off. These wheels are so light. Lower it down a little. There. Now it's on the jack stand. I'm also going to keep the jack in place, but it's safe to move on and do some other work. There's where my tools are on the other CRX, and this one here is definitely on an extreme angle to get this thing done. Looks kind of cool. My long-term project car, it's coming along, but I'm going to move the red one in the garage, and it can hang out next to the C3 Corvette. Before I get started, I want to disconnect at least one of the battery terminals there, probably the negative one, and we'll take it from there. So let's do that. All right, so let's get that off, and it is a 10 millimeter. Very super easy to loosen. Pop that off, then we don't have to worry about damaging anything along the way. Okay, so we're in the left wheel well, and I can pull some of this back here. It gives me a bit more room in that area. And where I'm looking at getting is there's a bolt in here. And there it is right there. So that is the bolt that I need to get off. I'm going to try and align this so you guys can see. Okay, let's give this a shot and see if we can get these bolts off. Take that out. It's coming out fine. I don't actually need to get this bracket off, actually. So let's put this out of the way. It's loose enough. Almost. Come on. Perfect. So the wires are down here. There's a green capped one and a black one. Hopefully I can get these off. Gonna take this off. Give me a little bit more room, I think. I hope, anyway. This little screw is a number 10 metric. Nice. Alright, a few other things. I'll take that off. Pop that up. There we go. Hopefully I can just move this over a little. Perfect. Just use a inspection mirror to help me see what I need to do down here. So this pops out like that, and then I got to get this one off here, which I'm just trying to figure out how to do. Alright, so the cap is off. Now there's a nut that has to come off the alternator on this side, so I'm going to get that done. With any luck, it'll be a 12. Or sorry, a 10. Perfect. It's a 10. All right, let's get this guy out. Hopefully that'll work okay. Ow. Show you what's going on down here. All right, so we're just taking off this electrical connection here. There we go. I'm gonna save this for later. Pull this connector off. Should pop right off. There we go. So electrically, this is disconnected. Now I just have to take out the bolt at the bottom and should be able to get the alternator out. So I was finally able to get the pivot bolt out, which is super rusty. I'm going to clean that off before I put it back in. And now I'm going to take off the alternator now that the pivot bolt is off. So let's get that done. It's almost there. Those last words. A little bit of prying maybe. All right. The alternator is off. I just have to flip it. Okay, something out. Take the wires off. Alright, going down the bottom. There. Here we go. We have the old alternator out. And we'll get ready to put the new one in. So let's have a look at this old alternator and compare it to the new one before we install it. So this guy here is the old alternator. It's probably about 35 years old. It looks good as far as the core and everything like that. Let's check out the new one. This pivot pin is going to have to be cleaned a little bit, and I think I'm going to put a light coating of grease on it. This was by far the toughest thing to get out of the car, so I'm going to repair that a little bit as much as possible. Okay, so let's check this one out. We've got a new alternator belt put on and a brand new, super clean, awesome alternator. So we're going to get that on. Just curious how well this slides through. Not bad, that's the way it should have come out. So just a little quick cleanup and a little bit of lube and we're good to go. There we go, the two alternators. So here's the pivot bolt, and I'm going to give it a quick cleanup with this wire brush cone that's on my angle grinder. Okay, let's try this out, see how it works. Just finalizing it here. Let me get a bit off in that area, and then good to go. I got most of the rust out of the threads. Looks a lot better. So let's move over to the car and start putting this thing back together. Here we are back in the engine compartment, and once again the alternator is going to go down here somewhere. The electrical plugs are here. I'm going to put a little bit of electric grease on this area here. Not too much. The grease will help the contacts stay healthy and conductive and not corrode as well. All right. So for the pivot bolt, I'm just going to put a little coating of oil on it, and that should be good. There, it's just lightly oiled. Should go in really nicely. So moving on to this, I'm going to attach the wire bracket back in this area, and then attach the cables and the rest of the alternator. Take this guy off. Then down here, I'm going to rebend this clip. So I'm putting this clip on here now. There we go. That will hold the wire bundle. Okay, now moving the alternator into place. There we go. Got that in place. Flip it around. Number one, I want to put in the pivot bolt, and that goes down at the bottom. There we go. The pivot bolt is in. I can push that back. And you'll be able to see over here. You can see over here the area where I put the bolt in. Plug some wires in here. Got a little black wire that comes up like so. Tighten that down. It's perfect. So that's tightened. Put the other cap on it. Now I'm going to plug in the green connector. Need my mirror for that. So from this alternator, here's the electrical hookup right there, and there's the green cap that's in there. And it's plugged in, ready to go. So I'm just going to tidy up some wiring and then tighten this up, attach the other bolt here, and then also put on the belt as well. So let's do that. So down here, you can see what I'm doing. Right down here, I'll be tightening that up. And it's always a tight fit in here, isn't it? This one's almost tightened up here. There we go. Perfect. It's nice. I like that. So now we can put the belt back on. There we go. Stick this in here. Now to get the right tension on the belt, I just use a little bit of leverage and get this thing organized. right, that looks good. The belt's on. I have one more thing to do, and that's just tighten this thing up. Perfect. It's all nice and tight now. There, the wire bundle is back in place. And put everything else back. All right, let's put all the other components back. All right, that's in position. This little guy comes down here. So clip back in the spot here. This is going to come up here, pop in. Perfect, so that's in place. Fire on the air cleaner. Let's see, there's some other things that I need to do here. Another date. It's going to clip on somewhere. Everything's in place. Put the wing nut on. It's perfect. So everything's looking good. I'm going to connect the negative battery, and then I'm going to start the car up. The battery is hooked up, so I'm going to jump in and start the car up. All right, let's give it a try and see if this works. There we go. The alternator looks like it's working great. Certainly charging, so that's perfect. And in a day or so, I'm going to readjust the tension on the belt in case the belt slips a little bit. So that's pretty good. Looks great, and it's working. Time to put all my stuff away and call it a day on this little mini project. Going to torque up the lug nuts on that wheel, and there's just a gauge there, and I will locate that here. 100 foot-pounds. It's going to be past 90. It's little numbers here. 10 past 90, so we just hit 90 right there. So we hit 10. So 90 plus 10 is 100, so 100 foot-pounds. So let's do that. And I'm just torquing them diagonally. You know it's done when your torque bar clicks. And one final check down here. Yeah, so that's good to go, all torqued up. Nice. So I'm going to remove the wheel chocks and take it out for a spin. That concludes the video on the CRX here. We've got the alternator in and hopefully it's going to work fine. It seems to be working fine. I'm going to take it out for a test run and evaluate how well it's working, but the install was pretty easy. It was getting it out, which was tough, getting that pivot bolt out. But other than that, another project done. So thanks so much, you guys, for sticking around and watching these videos. I've got tons more to do, especially on that Corvette, and I'm ready to go and getting into it. So thanks so much for your support. If you're interested, consider subscribing or hit the notification button. Whatever works for you. Always happy to have you here. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one, which is coming soon.